Hey everyone, Extreme Crypto here. As you all know, we have a challenge trying to turn $5,000 into one Bitcoin. And it's been running for a while. But let's see what's happening and how it's going. So, currently, if we look at all my trades, all of them is active and they're becoming nicely in between the grids. As we look at Cardano, pretty nice in between the grids, meaning as it moves up and down and touching each grid, it's going to make profit. Let's see Ethereum. Ethereum has been on a nice run, but it's more or less in the middle of my grids, which is ideal, and we're seeing profit. Polkadot has been on the move. Also, have moved up from out of the grids, back nice and even. BNB just as well. Look at that between the grids, and this is the ideal scenario which I've been looking for, is to get the market more or less in the middle of my grids, because the moment it goes into the middle of the grids, your opportunity to make profit is just even more. I've looked at my account and I need to compound as well, but before we get to that, look at this. Stop the video from watching, look in the description, click on the Bitscap link and create yourself an account. While you're doing that, we'll wait for a second. Alright, now since you've done that, at the top right corner on the circle, they have a demo option. When you click on it, it takes you to the demo scenario. So you don't need to get into this with funds immediately. You can log in, use the demo account, and work out your own strategies. While we're here, I'll give you 3 strategies which I'm using. The first one is, we'll take Cardano BTC. We'll put it on the current market price. And we'll go down to the number of grids, which is 40. Then I'll pull it down as far as I can until we see 3% grids. There we can see as close as we can to the 3%. Then I'll add it back up to 50 and I'll pull the upper lever up until we see 3% again. As you can see, 3% and 50 grids. I've also started using the trailing down and trailing up options because it feels comfortable. The only difference is I don't put in a stop trailing down. I just put it as low as possible. That's the lowest it can be. So it will stop basically if the coin reaches 0, which I don't see happening. And then you can just add the amount. As you can see, this demo account has $37,000 in. My recommendation is use amounts which you will be trading with and test it. So this is my long-term strategy. My shorter-term strategy is I'll set up more or less exactly the same scenario, but I'll start with 1% grids. So I'll take my upper line back to the current market price. I'll put in 40 grids again, and I'll move it until it shows 1%. There we go, 1%, as you can see. Then I'll change it back to 50 grids, and I'll put in my upper line. And now, as you can see, 50 grids, 1% again. And this is my midterm strategy. It doesn't take that long, but it's not short term either. It works well for me and it's quicker profits. Then for my short term strategy, I'll do exactly the same setup as all of them, but I'll work my lines on a 0.4% grid step. We're close to 0.4, and then I'll switch it back to 50, and I'll move it until we see 0.4 again. As you see, we're very close to 0.4. Since the grids are so close, we can see this happening when the market goes outside at the top or the market goes outside at the bottom. Now, if that happens, I just move my grids. Let me just remove that. I move my grids accordingly. Let's say it moved down out at the bottom. For example, the market turned and it went and now it's out to this level. What I'll do is I'll stop the bot. I'll look at my upper price, which is 3515, and then I'll just move my lower price. I'll just move my lower price to the current market price. As you can see, I still have 50 grids. My grid step percentage just increased, and I'm using exactly the same amount of funds. Yes, you'll devalue due to the fact that you'll be selling certain amount of coins for a cheaper price. But what happens is you'll be back in the market immediately, and it will generate profits faster. For this scenario, you basically need to say, all right, I'm setting an X amount of money aside to trade this option, and all the profits coming from that I'll take out or either compound. So that's real quick. Use the demo account, test it, see what works for you, and start building it. Remember, crypto, in my opinion, you can't technically lose unless you sell your crypto in a minus or a crypto coin goes to zero. But you can devalue. But with the crypto future looking bright, over the long term, the opportunity to make profits is good. So yes, look at the demo account, use it. The link for it will be in the description. But now, let's get back to my real account. Let's keep on going for a target of $5,000 to a Bitcoin. As you can see, we started with $5,000. We're up in value, but we're still a little bit down in Bitcoin, which I don't mind because the market dropped and it's picking up again. Let's see. I got $143 in Bitcoin available and 59, let's say $60 in Cardano available. Let's look at the Cardano option. As you can see, my trailing down is not on. So let's update my ADA Bitcoin. As you can see, clicking on it, let's just get it in place. There we go. So my upper line is 4379 and my lower line is 3159. But when you cancel the bot, all you need to do is go to spot history and it will reset your grids exactly like you had it, and you can just add the funds. So let's stop this bot. We'll close it. When closing it, you'll see your profits going towards the Cardano and the Bitcoin. We'll let it set and then we'll get back and prepare the new bot. Alright, it stopped. It's still going a little bit. There we go. There's nothing in orders with Cardano anymore. We'll refresh the page just to double check it and make sure. All set. Now we can just go back. The bot has been cancelled. And now we can click on spot history. As you see, the bot I've just closed is here. And now when I click on it, let's choose another one first. And now if I click on it, look at my chart as a setup. exactly the upper price it was at and the lower price it was. So I'm just going to change my grids to 50 and I'm going to use all available funds for this bot and we'll start it up again. As you can see, I didn't have enough Cardano, but due to the fact that I'm adding funds to it, I'll be buying more Cardano at the current price. We said yes, and now we'll let it run for a few seconds. It bought the Cardano, and now shortly we'll see it jump over as it starts setting up the new bot. Market order filled. Now we're looking at the Cardano page, and as you can see, it's starting to place the new orders exactly on the same spot it was previously, but with more funds, compounding slowly but surely and adding funds to my grid bots. We had more or less $200 extra available. It gives a 5% range to be safe, as you can see I'm taking in max. So when this bot starts, we'll see how much it did add to the account. Bot started, as you can see, is back to 0. And when we go back to KuCoin, we'll see how much funds it added. So after $200, it added $140. The reason for the $60 staying behind is due to the fact that it leaves a 5% leverage back here. But that's it. My bot's updated. I've compounded the extra profit into it and it's running again. So make sure, have a look at the demo account. Test it for yourself, learn. There's a lot of strategies out there. Look at different videos. Get the strategy that works for you. Leave me your comments and concerns in the description or in the chat and have a great one. Take care.